Outer Orange. It is a really rainy day today. Welcome back. We are here today. It is time for March peels. It's been a really crazy month. I'm pretty much gonna make a separate video explaining everything that's been going on, some life updates, but you guys can check that video out soon. It'll probably be releasing next couple days, but this is March peels. So today, as you guys know, my March peels is usually just things that I'm interested in, things that I'm currently just invested my time into aside from my normal grinds, that being Vanguard and Vanguard programming and all the main things I do. So this is like the side stuff. Kind of a weird month for me because I spent a good majority of it sick, and then if I wasn't sick, I also spent a good majority of it helping other people who were also sick within my family. But I did still kind of find some stuff to kind of occupy myself while I was sick or wasn't doing well, or job hunting. So today's gonna be kind of a different type of March peels, as I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper into other topics that aren't my normal topics. There'll be one topic that you're probably gonna be like, yep, this is something OuterOrange would do, but the second one you'll probably be a little bit more surprised by. So let's go on into it. So I'll start with the easier topic first, as I think it's just kind of more what you guys are here for, and that is gacha games. So oh boy, I've been slowly getting more and more into gacha type games. It's kind of sad. I started with like AFK Arena, so I really started kind of my gacha experience through there mainly because it is kind of like a gacha system. You do this thing where you get characters and then use those characters to go to arenas and battle and all this stuff, and you have to roll for them and gacha it out pretty much. So it is kind of similar, not the same, but it's similar. But then Illusion Connect was kind of like a thing that I had downloaded on my cell phone for a while, and then I finally picked it up. Actually, I picked it up in early February, but I've really been invested in it ever since then, and I was gonna actually do it in my February peels, but I decided to make my February peels about anime, decided to make this one more about gachas and the other thing that I'll be discussing later on here. My cat's in the background with her demon eyes. She's silly. But let me show you guys what Illusion Connect even looks like. So let's go ahead. I do have a new screen for it, so let's go ahead and pop into that screen. Alright, so this is what Illusion Connect looks like. We are currently here in the main screen. Very beautiful game, by the way. I just think it looks just absolutely amazing in general, and there is just so many things that you can actually do in this game. So as you guys can see, it's pretty waifu oriented. You have your main leader here, just the main guy that you upgrade to kind of make everybody else stronger with him. Then you have your partners that you pretty much gacha it out for. You get these partners based off of summonings and based on how you summon and how well you do, and your luck based and all that stuff. You will get these wonderful partners, and pretty much you use them to go into lineups and battle other things or other parts of the games or other people to make yourself stronger. I personally just think this game is just really well made. I think it's beautiful. You can change the background, by the way. You can change the main character that's in here, which is also really fun. The game also has a ton of dailies, absolutely a ton of stuff to keep yourself kind of engrossed and enrolled into the game. Also has just in general a ton of stuff to do. They have this little trial section here. You have this main daily trial where you can pretty much do certain puzzly type of tasks. Some will be armor based or health based. You have to keep certain stuff at a high level in order to keep progressing forward. And then you have exploration, where you can literally explore and do things with your characters. Pretty fun. You have Arcana, which is just completely its own ceiling type of game, where none of the stats of your people matter anymore. It's just its own thing, and it's very you have to thought provoke through how to get through all of it. And then you have Miracle, which is also another completely its own thing. And then you have other things. You have a Dream Expedition, which is another area that you can go and get more dailies and more tickets and more things to summon. It's crazy how much stuff there's actually in here. Then there's the main story, then there's the spooky story, which is the collapsed version, which is the ruined version pretty much of the regular story, which is harder essentially, and you pretty much just go through all this. And you can go into Arena, by the way, so you can go in here and Dream Arena it out. By the way, I'm not sponsored by these people. I don't have any sponsors, but I'm not sponsored by people if you guys think I am. I'm just literally talking about gacha games. But we also have some other ways you can go by threes. So normally there's 10 in a lineup, but here you can go by triplets. And then you have actual battling, which this just started, this Ares battlefield, where you can literally battle people in real time. But they just recently started this. It's still kind of in a still in progression. They had their first season and they're just kind of testing and see how they're doing. You can cooperate with people, friend battle, whatever you want to do. This game has so much stuff. On top of the fact that the dailies in here are just absolutely huge. There's just so many things that you could just do in terms of dailies. Unlike another gacha game that I can think off the top of my head, Vanguard 0. Sorry, there's something in my throat. I must still be sick from the virus, but Vanguard 0. But You didn't hear me say that. But anyway, the dailies in here are just a lot smoother. You have your own house, by the way, which is in here, and you can actually even pet your people. I don't think I can pet a person right now, but you can. I can. So you could go in here and pet your people. You can pet them just like that and give them some intimacy, which, by the way, speaking of intimacy, you can also date the people that you pretty much collect. So as you gacha out your people, you can go ahead and date them too. There's also skins and stuff that, like, this is a skin I currently have on her. And they all have like little storylines, little things. There's like memories. And my favorite part, or some things I really like about this, is actually the partner close-ups. Like, you can actually go in here, and if you get an intimacy rate with them high enough, you can take these and then you can actually save them and make it into your background. I like background stuff like this. I actually think it's really cool. So like, you work really hard to get like some of these very particular backgrounds, then you can go and save them and have them for yourself. Like, I just think it's just a nice little touch. Like, especially this one. This is one of my favorites. I just think this is just really beautiful. So I just really like the idea of some of these things that they just incorporate into the game that you can just do as you just progress further in. And by the way, this game's like extremely free. Like, I mean, like, if you can throw a buck in just to kind of make it a little bit more easier. Like, I would say, like, if you throw a buck in, you'll kind of be in a better spot. But to be honest, even without the buck, you're in a pretty good shape. And there's the guilds, and there's lineups, and there's more stuff. And like I said, there's also the summoning system. Here's a summoning system, and it does not take much to summon to actually get some good units, by the way. Like, it really does not, as long as you are watching the percentages and all this stuff. There's also like free summons in here as well, which I already used up recently, so they're a little bit lower. But you can just go crazy in here and get the units you're looking for and like really enjoy it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. If you guys want to join my guild, feel free to talk to me or whatever, I can make it work. If you're into the game, you do have to be in my server. There are different servers. So I'm the US 13 server. There's, I think, a US 16 server, so keep in mind if we're different servers, we won't see each other's guilds or each other's friends. Let's go back to not talking about this game, because I can go talk about this game for a while. I do plan on making maybe a video like about Illusion Connect, because I've been playing a lot, so I actually have a pretty good understanding of Illusion Connect. But I'm thinking about making like a top 5 video of like top 5 best partners to start out with or get to as quickly as possible, or just partners that are just really useful and make you progress through the game a lot faster. I was thinking about doing that stuff. I think it'd just be really fun to try it out. But yeah, Illusion Connect, if you really need a gacha game, please, by all means, check it out. It's a pretty good one. I also downloaded another one, which is by Crunchyroll. It's called Princess Connect, and actually Bushiroad has been making sleeves for Princess Connect, and now I'm really tempted. I'm like this tempted to like open it up and start it. I haven't yet. It's way more anime than this one. Like, the actual animations look like anime, like straight anime, like as if it's like a literal cutscene from an anime. So it's a little different, and I think the playstyle is different as well. But I prefer Illusion Connect so far just because I really like the mature look of it. I think it just looks more mature. The other one looks a little bit more for like a younger audience. Illusion Connect looks more for like an older audience. I know that sounds weird, they're both anime, but just the way it's styled out and the way you progress and stuff just is a little different. So, but anyway, gacha games. But aside from gacha games, let's talk about something on a more serious note. So, something that is pretty important, and I actually think that if you are somebody who's struggling with this as well, you should definitely take at least some of this information, maybe take it home with you and all that fun stuff. But it is self-esteem and building yourself and kind of finding a groundwork for you. If you don't have self-esteem issues, this probably won't rely to you, but there's actually so many people now, or at least from my perspective, I feel like self-esteem is such a huge issue now because the internet exists, and because social media exists, and Twitter exists, and Facebook exists, and there's just so many ways to get your self-esteem to just drop, because you're seeing all these different things, all these different people doing all these amazing things in quotations, because you don't actually know how successful they are or anything like that. You don't know their life personally because all you see is just their social media, right? But the reason why I'm talking about this is recently, or not more so recently, I've always struggled with self-esteem. It's something I don't really talk about, and sometimes people don't even believe me. They don't believe that I have self-esteem issues, but it's not something I really talk about very oftenly unless you're close to me or you know me pretty well. But I do have self-esteem issues, and I've been literally spending years and years building self-esteem. Started from when I was a child, and it just kind of grew into this gaping issue now, and like I've just been slowly kind of shredding it off and dealing with it and finding ways to cope with it. But also I've been building kind of like my new foundation of who I am today, who is OuterOrange, you know? And with that, it takes a lot of time and a lot of reading. And honestly, if you really want to build your self-esteem, research is really important. And one of the things I've been doing is research. I'm a big research person, but I'll start with the first book that I've been reading. This is called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, and I'm actually using a card sleeve right now as my bookmarker. I actually did read this book before. I'm kind of rereading it. I don't think I fully finished it the last time I read it, so this time I want to actually dedicate my full time into it. This book is absolutely amazing. It's pretty cheap. You can get it on Amazon. I think it's 11 bucks max, 12. It is a paperback. I've had this book for a while now. I've had it for over a year, but I finally kind of really cracked into it recently. I kind of even want to like start highlighting it and just really like grossing into it. So pretty much this book explains to you what self-esteem can do to you and why you need self-esteem. It pretty much gives you the understanding of what the purpose of having self-esteem in your life will actually do to you. So like some people don't understand that you actually need a self-esteem. Some people aren't aware that your actions, your decisions, your work-life decisions, your love decisions, your friendship decisions, literally every decision you make is based off of some form of self-esteem. So this is what this book pretty much goes into. I want to find a quote, one of my favorite quotes in here. I'll give you guys 2 quotes actually. One is a little bit more towards like a general audience and one's towards like more relationship audience. So one quote that is in here is pretty nice. It says, "To trust one's mind and to know that one is worthy of happiness is the essence of self-esteem." Another one kind of more towards like the romantic side of things. "There is no greater barrier to romantic happiness than the fear that I am undeserving of love and that my destiny is to be hurt." These quotes, the reason why I picked specifically these 2 is because they personally really hit. I've always felt like I'm undeserving of love, and you know, I always have these thoughts like, oh, like who needs me? I'm just like this little tiny thing in this world, and you know, blah blah blah, and I can't love anyone, and no one can love me, and blah blah blah. You know, you get those thoughts a lot. You know, like, I'm sure I'm not alone. Self-esteem is definitely one of those things where you definitely want to learn to build. You definitely want to find a way to have like kind of like a foundation, you know, an understanding. And I definitely think that this book is definitely one of them. Definitely this definitely helps with like dealing with these types of things. I can't really go into everything as like there's just a lot to discuss, but I guess the main thing that I want you to get out of this video is if you are struggling with some form of self-esteem, or if you are just struggling with your self-awareness or who you are, you're having trouble building yourself, maybe start with building your self-esteem back up. Maybe start with figuring out what is causing your self-esteem to drop. Like start looking into researching, do some YouTube searching, how to increase your self-esteem, how to deal with your self-esteem, how to start building a foundation for yourself, because you should be making yourself happy. And if you feel like you don't deserve happiness, then you already have something that you need to work on. So just something kind of just nourish and kind of help you guys out there who are also struggling with this. That's one of the things that I've been doing in terms of self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. Another thing I've also been researching recently is interviewing and presenting myself and all this stuff. One of the main people I've been recently into is Dan Luck, I believe, or Look, depending on how you want to say his name, L-O-K, but he has a really interesting YouTube channel. So his YouTube channel is really about like growth and understanding how to talk to people and how to be like an entrepreneur of some form, but you can also just take it in a grain of salt and just take it for yourself. So I've been job hunting recently, and I mean, I've been really job hunting. You guys don't even know because I don't talk about it normally, but I've literally been spending between like 4 to 6 hours daily, literally looking for a job because I recently graduated, right? So I've been job hunting. It's not really something I just talk about, but it is something that I've also been doing on top of recording and everything else that I'm doing, just how I am. But I really been looking for a job, and I've been noticing that part of, you know, looking for a job is also in itself some research. So I've been researching ways to talk to people, how to answer the question, how are you? How to engage in conversations better, how to present myself better, how to show people who I am in just a couple sentences, how to not screw up the term, why would we want to pick you in our company, or like what makes you stand out. Like there's so many questions that you get in interviews, and this could be for any job. You get these questions asked that are pretty simple questions, but then the minute you say that one wrong thing, that's it. Like the interview is pretty much over, right? And it's knowing how to deal with that kind of stuff and knowing how to engage in those types of things and how to properly present yourself. So one example is usually when people ask you like, hey, like why do you want to join our company? Why us? And if you just start going into all these sob stories of yourself and you're all like, yeah, me this and me that, and because I moved and because of this. That's the easiest way to answer the question, and also the wrongest way to answer the question, by the way, something I discovered recently. Usually the best way to answer your question is to present yourself by saying, I'm really good at this, and I'm good at this, and I'm good at that. And I think these 3 qualities would be good for your company to have because of set X, Y, and Z. So like, you can't just keep it simple. You present yourself, you give them the goods, and then you just close it out. So that being said, just some things to think about. Like, if you are struggling or you're having trouble finding a job, or you really just need a way to just get out, maybe you got to start researching. I thought I could do it on my own. I was just like, yeah, I got this. I can land a job. And then as time went on, I started realizing it's like, maybe I should start looking at other people, other successful people that are doing what I'm trying to do, except they're accomplishing it. Like, what do I need to do to start also accomplishing these goals that I have in mind? And one of the top ones was to find a job. So that's why I started, fixing my self-esteem, and I started looking at how to talk to people and just finding other ways to just approach these situations. So I thought I'd share it with you guys as well. But in that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's interesting, I guess. I know it's different from my usual stuff. I hope you liked it. I know it was different, but I like making these videos as I can kind of step away from like the Vanguard world and my gaming world, and kind of step away from that for like a second and actually create something that's just a little bit different. So I like making these videos, and I'll probably keep making them, and I hope you guys also like making them, or I hope you guys like watching them or enjoy them, or just like knowing about my life, or just what I'm up to every single month. So yeah, and my cat, who just constantly cleaning herself 24/7. That's what she does. You would think a 14-year-old cat would stop cleaning herself, but ever since she's been born, this is just all she does. Like, anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys like my little March peels. I'll see you guys in April peels. Peace out. Subscribe, all that fun stuff. The drills. I feel like I shouldn't even talk about it. I don't know why people even talk about it anymore. You guys already know how the system works, so like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!